Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Hello and welcome to my channel. Vice Rhino here. Cirrus over there. Cirrus.
Hi, how's it going?
Call me a degen daddy.
No.
Why not?
Get your own.
I don't know. Someone on Cirrus's Twitch gifted me a sub. I think something like that.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of the membership status on YouTube.
Yeah, so I got access to Cirrus's emotes and everything. I was just playing around with it. I'm like, what is I know what an uwu is, but what is an owo? So I made him say oo. Oh, when did I get rid of the IKEA soundproofing? This is my first stream with the new paint job on the room. So yeah, it's always been dark and dingy in here. So we painted the wood paneling behind me teal. I mean, I think the white balance is a little off on my camera, so it looks kind of like baby blue, but it is teal.
Better say it just looks agreeable gray to me.
Okay, well, there we go. But yeah, and I actually have some plans for behind me. I'm going to actually, maybe you can help me out with this, Cirrus. But so you know the emotes that I got done for my channel that you can use if you're a member, by the way. So the artist that did them, I contacted her, and she cannot do this. So maybe you can put me in touch with someone who might have more experience with this. But what I'm looking to do is get the emotes done in like a graffiti art style to make it look like somebody graffitied the wall behind me, and like print that off on one of those not soundproofing, acoustic treatment pad things.
Yeah,
whatever they're called, because they're services you can get that'll print artwork on those things, and then I can have that behind me, and that would look cool.
So I'll throw this. I think I know somebody who might be able to. You know what? Just as a random guess, Stoff, if you're still in, how close can you emulate the style of Jet Set Radio for the graffiti tags that are in that game? It said, yeah, give Stoff buns.
What? What does that mean?
Axo just said, yeah, give Stoffmuns like money.
Give Stoffmuns. Okay, yeah. No, yeah, no, this would be a paid gig for sure, 100%. Yeah. Another idea we had was, I don't think the field of vision from the camera is good enough for this, but like maybe I was also thinking of like replace my purple background with like just have another camera pointed at it and make that the background. And then I could have like the graffiti art done on like either side of me. And then in the middle, like right behind me, I could have like fan art that gets printed on canvases, and I can like rotate that through streams. And I really like that idea. I'm not sure if that's going to work out with regards to the thing, and I'm also not sure if I'd have to like get permission from the people who did the art to print it and use it in that way, because there's some fan art that I really like that I don't know how to contact the people anymore because it was like sent to me on Twitter, and they're not on Twitter anymore.
Well, yeah, Stoff just noted that they're not really good at the graffiti style. I'll keep an ear to the ground and see if I can find somebody who can do it, and I will forward them to you when I do. I guarantee you there's somebody in my group that can. It'd be a very weird style for like to just be no coverage for.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I like the idea, but
yeah.
Let's see what is going on.
I think it's a neat idea.
I'm sorry, this big yellow banner on YouTube is driving me fucking bonkers.
Big yellow banner on YouTube?
Yeah, telling me that I'm not streaming properly.
Oh.
It's going to distract me all night until it goes away, and I don't know why it would not go away. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the news, shall we?
No.
No. Okay, let's not say we did.
Okay, there we go. Done. All the topics finished.
Thanks for joining me tonight.
That was quick.
Fuck off. Yeah, all the members can spam the Tech Rhino in the chat. Go for it. That was actually okay. So if you were watching just before the countdown on the the standby page and you saw the like OBS thing pop up, I was trying to add that thing that Cirrus has, where if you send like one of the special emotes or whatever, it like pops up on the actual stream, because that's kind of neat. And it's a fairly simple thing to set up, and so I was like trying to do it in the last 2 minutes before the stream started, and yeah, it didn't work immediately, so I was like, fuck it, start the countdown.
You said you weren't going to do that.
Yeah, I did, but then we had like 2 minutes and you were muted so you could eat your Dorito, and I was like, what do I do for 2 minutes? I know. I'll do something that'll make me look like I don't know what I'm doing.
You know what? I can't say I haven't done similar with like my stream opening animations, where I've just been like, let me see if I can compile this in 2 minutes. Let me just ignore the fact that it's going to have to export.
So Naramdaput Saul wants to know which religion has the best hats.
The Amish.
The Amish. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I want to say ancient Egyptian.
You want to say ancient Egyptians?
Yeah. It's like those hats that were like the brass thing around your head that had the sun behind you or whatever.
Are those cartouches, I want to say?
I don't think that's a cartouche.
Hold on. Now I've got to know.
Now we're both...
No, cartouche is just a tablet.
Yeah. And how many people in the chat only know the word cartouche because they saw the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie?
I only know the word because it's an aura equipped from Magic the Gathering.
Really? Oh, yeah, I guess that would be like a magic tablet, like a talisman sort of thing. That makes sense.
It's a talisman. It's because there's a set of magic that's on a plane called Amonkhet, and it's literally just
Stargate. It might have been Stargate that I was thinking of when I said the Mummy. Did she say cartouche in the Mummy? Now I need to watch the Mummy again. That's okay because this is a good movie.
A lot of people are saying Stargate in my chat as well.
Yeah, no, I fuck, I can't believe I fucked that up. Yep. I love both those movies. But it has been a long time since I've seen either.
Now, I only know of that word because my friend Brennan keeps on going, hey, you know that equip deck you have? It really should use the cartouches. And I keep going, I don't want to put the cartouches in my deck. I loved Amonkhet, but I don't want to put Amonkhet cards in. It's fine.
Anyway,
I actually hadn't heard about the million person march at all.
Well, that's because it's Canadian. We don't make international news. Unless it's our prime minister accusing officials in other countries of murdering like ambassadors or whatever it was. I forget. I should have read up on that one more. Did you not hear about that one?
No, I didn't. I guess I'm just not plugged into Canadian happenings.
Why would you not be plugged into Canadian happenings?
I don't know. I'm not Canadian. And yeah, it doesn't... Things that happen in your country don't tend to spill over into mine.
So Trudeau accuses India's government of involvement in killing of Canadian Sikh leader. So Hardeep Singh Najjar was killed in BC in June, and Prime Minister Trudeau accused the government of India of being involved in the shooting.
Okay.
Which, yeah, that's a pretty massive accusation from the leader of the government.
I wonder if there's... I don't know if they'd be... Like, if it turns out that he's incorrect, is there a governmental equivalent of defamation that happens there? I don't think so, especially not across borders.
It's called worse relations.
So it's just
there are diplomatic consequences, basically.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Accidentally.
There you go.
Accidentally, my last Ground News video was responding to J. Warner Wallace. My next Ground News video is responding to J. Warner Wallace on the What Would You Say channel. I didn't even realize that until I was like, one of the things I'll do is like when they have the call to action thing in the description that you're supposed to have, and like sometimes it can be hard sometimes it's hard to find the documents that they've sent to me and like the massive communications that I've gotten. So rather than like try and find the creator brief that they sent to me that I haven't opened in a month, I will like just go copy the link from my previous video that I had with them. And it was like, oh, it's the J. Warner Wallace video. Whoopsie doodles.
Again. Guys, this is an unwritten part of your agreement. You can only plug them when you talk about J. Warner Wallace.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Like Ground News is actually like they are probably my favorite sponsor because it's the product that I find the most useful. And on top of that, I kind of have I have a soft spot for them because they were my first ever sponsor, and their company started like an hour away from my house in Kitchener, Ontario. Like I've been to, I used to go to Kitchener like once a month. So it's like, they're right around the corner from me. So like, I don't know. I kind of like them.
You should actually like go there and say hi.
Maybe I will. Maybe I can get them to do like an actual, like, if they pay me more money, I could like go and like interview people that work there or whatever. I don't know. That might be fun.
I mean, look, I've been saying that I'll do the same thing with High Res Studios. They're not a sponsor of mine, but I play some of their games because they're like 35 minutes south of me. I keep thinking like, oh yeah, I'll just go there and talk to them. I never do, but it's a thing that I need to actually do.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't been following the chat very much, but Tomoko Lovecraft says my bad Pelagia. Well, he said Pelagia first, but he spelled it wrong, so corrected to my bad Pelagia. I don't know what you're talking about, but Pelagia is great. Go check him out. Probably because he got sponsored by Ground News as well, and he did like a whole video that was just Ground News everything. And like we were chatting privately, and I got kind of annoyed at my last sponsor spot with them because one of the things they say in the creative brief is they emphasize this a lot, is that you have to find a current news item and talk about that in the ad and like go over the numbers or whatever. So I did that. And then their feedback on the ad was like, the ad was great. Just take out the part where you went through the ad, like the actual like recent ad thing. Just take that part out. The rest was fine. So it was like the part that I worked the hardest on was the part that they wanted cut from the ad. And like, I normally have like, Tim Robertson normally writes my ads, but that one, he was like, you know, I don't have access to Ground News. And like, I could share my login with him or whatever. But he was like, I don't know what you want to talk about. So it's like, yeah, we both agreed that like this one would be easier if I just wrote it. So it was like, normally I just like, I get the ad copy from him. I might change a couple things here and there to make it sound like it's more my voice. But usually I don't have to think too much about my ads. I just read what he sends me and we're good. But like, this is an ad that I actually like worked really hard on. And they're like, oh, change this. It's like, God fucking like, damn it. And then I vented about it in our chat, and Paul was like, well, I don't mean to brag, but they said mine was good. First try. It's like, okay, yeah, but you did a whole fucking video just sucking their dick. Okay, man. Like, of course they said that was good. God damn it. Now, the ad that I have coming out on Friday, they didn't greenlight it on the first try, but they actually, their corrections were, they were not in the realm of annoying. They actually like custom made animations to go with what I was saying. And they just like emailed me like, yeah, the ad's great. Just put in these custom animations that we quickly whipped up for you at these timestamps. And I was like, sweet, you're making me look good. All right, I can do that. I don't know how to fucking animate it. Like I know what keyframes are. I know how to use them, but I like don't have any artistic sense, so I can't do shit with them because I'm just bad at it.
But
so like the fact that they just made it for me, and it's like it's easy stuff. Like if you're good at it, it's easy stuff, but it's just not the kind of thing that I'm good at. So it's like, yeah, it didn't take that many time, and it makes me look good. So yeah, sure, I'll throw those in, no problem. Also, it helps that I had to redo that video anyway because I didn't. I forgot to match the loudness of like me and the other. So like I was really quiet, and then the video I'm responding to was really loud. So it's like whether they approve it or not, I got to redo the video. So I may as well.
You're already spending that export time anyhow.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more than with my main sponsor. DDLG Playground just goes like, yeah, we took everybody else off except you. Oh, thanks. Behind the scenes with Vice Rhino and Cirrus.
Yeah. I like talking behind the scenes stuff. And it's like, and what's great is I can talk shit about the people that pay me to advertise for them here because they'll never see this. Never. I don't even think they checked to make sure I reminded people of the call to action at the end of the video because I can almost guarantee that they are not going to love that transition if they see it. Because it
Probably
like
doesn't help that if they're sponsoring enough YouTubers, they probably don't even have the manpower to go over every one of those.
well, yeah, but like the whole video, like I completely accidentally like. So you know how authors will sometimes say that they were writing a character and the character got away from them and took on a life of their own and just kind of did their own things, and the author didn't have control over it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really understood that until I scripted this video, because as I was scripting this video, I just like it just kept on going down the God and Jesus have a BDSM kink route. And it just kept getting deeper and deeper into that. And we get to consensual non-consent, and we get to all sorts of just, and it was getting really bad. And so like at the end of the video, like the final thing is like I transitioned like very abruptly from like, Jesus really wanted you to whip him like he's a naughty, naughty boy. And don't forget to go to ground.news/ViceRhino.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So it's like like that's not the exact transition, but it's something along those lines. And it's just like, oh, if they see that, they're not gonna love it.
Or maybe they will love it and they'll get ashamed about that.
Maybe. Hey, Jesus had a humiliation kink. That's okay. I talk about that in the video. This is a spoiler for Friday's video.
I mean, the dude's entire shtick was being hung like this and being nailed by a bunch of Romans publicly.
Well, that's how it started. Because I just said, like I was talking about how, like, he's an omnipotent being. Like, how much suffering you can endure is, like, inversely proportional to how... Or no, it's directly proportional to how much power you have. So, like, if you have unlimited power, then you have the ability to endure unlimited torture. So, like, to be whipped for a couple hours, that's, like, nothing. That's literally nothing. And it just kind of like went from that. And at one point I was like, oh, so yeah, you know, Jesus, he came down. It is literally nothing that he was just like whipped, hanged, and nailed for your sin. Like, actually, that sounds like a BDSM party. And then from there, it just snowballed.
If you think
not that
about
kind of
it,
snowballing.
If you think about it, if you really think about it, if God is supposed to be omnipresent, then he's currently tickling your prostate right now without your consent.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. He's unironically there.
But I mean, by the same token, every time you take a dump, you're shitting directly into his mouth.
Mm-hmm. 100%. He's omnipresent.
He's omnipresent. You can't not shit in his mouth.
No, you have no option other than shitting, not just in his mouth, but on every part of his body. It's all there all the time.
He's just rubbing it on his nipples.
All right, guys. Now, the next
say goodbye to the monetization on this video.
So you're always giving him a golden shower?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, because your bladder is constantly filling with just like a little bit of pee. So like that is, as it goes into the bladder, it's going through God's face. He's swimming in it.
He's just swimming in it. People in my chat are just going, please do not make me add what is snowballing to my search history. What is it?
Oh, they don't know what snowball. Your chat doesn't know what snowballing is?
Somehow,
how is it your chat that doesn't know what snowballing is? Oh my God. Your chat has educated me on so many things. And they don't know what snowballing is?
All right, chat.
It's when you come in someone's mouth and then you spit it into the next person's mouth, and so the cum gets a little bit of spit in it, and then they spit it into someone else's mouth, and every time it gets a little bit more liquid involved, so it snowballs and becomes bigger. Anyway, John73 John says, speaking of golden showers, Mar-a-Lago.
Jesus Christ.
No, don't explain. Stop.
Next, you guys are going to be asking me what the word bukkake means.
Here, let me demonstrate. That's, you know what, Sirs? That's where a stream is going. We need to like set up an OnlyFans stream so that we can, because eventually eventually this is just gonna be the show.
All right, guys, let's talk about these really niche terms. I am actually sponsored by a fucking sex toy shop. This works.
Rhino, you've done the impossible. You've traumatized Cyrus's chat. Which sex toy shop sponsors you? Do you have Adam and Eve?
DDLG Playground.
DDLG Playground.
I'm the only YouTuber still sponsored by them.
Oh.
They nixed their stuff with everybody else because they weren't generating enough sales, but apparently my chat uses them enough that they kept me.
Tell them to give me a try, because I'm pretty sure I could hawk some sex toys on my channel, on my main channel. Absolutely, I could hawk some sex. Oh, yeah, I could hawk some sex toys.
Oh my god! I'll send them a message and see, because their words to me were that they had closed off their creator program, but they had kept people that were grandfathered in on the old program, and I was the last one that they hadn't like let go. So chaining isn't traumatizing, to be honest.
Okay, I would like to take this moment to offer an official apology to Molly Michael for having her name so close to this discussion. She's the Trump assistant.
Yeah.
Like, in case you missed that from the beginning.
I didn't miss that.
She has nothing to do with our snowballing discussion or our BDSM discussion or any of the other shit that we've discussed. Oh, poor Molly.
Guys, on the next episode of Rhino and Cirrus Traumatized Their Chats, muffing.
No, not doing that. Okay. Anyway, so that's
and then the documents in question on the next picture.
Actually, so one of the stories I wanted to cover was the F-35 thing. So if you're not familiar, pilot ejected from his plane, and but it wasn't actually going down, and it was on autopilot. So after he ejected, it just kept flying around, and I thought it was a hilarious story. But enough time has passed that they've kind of figured out what's happened, and like all the mysteries are being solved and stuff like that. So it's not like funny anymore. It's just like a story of some guy pushed the wrong button. Whereas I would have rather laughed about not knowing where this plane is. Like, oh, this plane is just like flying around somewhere, taking pictures of people or something, and nobody knows. And that's a funny story. But like, no, it crashed, and we know where it is now. And the pilot, it was pilot error. He engaged the autopilot and accidentally ejected, and like whatever. I forget where I was going with. Oh yeah. So I forget who it was, but someone like posted a picture of the F-35 photoshopped into the bathroom with all of Trump's classified documents.
Oh, we found the F-35.
It's like we found the F-35. It was at Mar-a-Lago this whole time. I thought that was funny.
I mean, if everything else keeps on showing up there, why not?
Why not? John73 John says that one looks like a seahorse. Indeed, it does.
Oh, don't say that. The seahorse is a bad word for Republicans. They think it's more trans people.
Because the male gives birth?
Seahorse dads. Yep.
Have you ever seen the videos of that?
I have not, actually.
They look like they're sneezing. They just sneeze and babies come out. Like thousands of babies.
Jesus Christ.
It's disturbing.
Oh boy, it's just, I hate life. Like, I'm sorry to hit you with these awkward realities, but it is what it is.